Birds. Where have all the swallows gone? Morning world, welcome to Saturday 13th of August, and this was a question I asked George and a few other folks yesterday. Have you seen a swallow recently? And they all looked at me as if to say, I not even noticed, but I haven't seen or heard a swallow for, well, I don't know. I mean, it could be a couple of weeks, nothing. And the other thing is, where have all the insects gone? Is that the reason swallows aren't here? Has everything moved north, where it's a bit cooler or a bit moister or, But no swallows. Nothing. What we do have though, although not so many today, is a field full of corvids. There is, 50 or 60 jackdaws, rooks, a couple of crows out in the field here, and they've been out there for about 5 days. They started in the bottom right hand field for a couple of days. They've cleared out whatever they're eating from down there and they moved up here. I think they've almost finished on this now. Now I'm assuming it's crane fly that they're picking off as they're emerging. Because I would imagine the crane fly are also suffering because grass is dying back and there's nothing for them to eat. But I think the birds are struggling, not just with food, but with water. So it's got to the point now where we know that they're going to our tanks and drinking from our tanks, and that's okay, that's fine. But the problem with that is, because we've got so many wild birds drinking from our tanks, I don't begrudge them the water. I don't mind them taking the water, that's fine. It's when they turn around and leave a message in the water before they leave. It's the chances of disease and infection getting in our tanks from bird crap, basically. So yeah, birds, they're struggling. They are struggling, and hedge trimming season is almost here. And are we going to be doing them a big disfavour by getting stuck into our hedge trimming early and getting rid of all our hedge fruits? Just think on it. If you haven't got to cut your hedges straight away, I'm going to have a walk around mine later on and just sort of see what the hedge fruit situation is like. But because there's been no moisture, the berries haven't been forming. They're not swelling. There's no size to them. I mean, our hawthorn is normally laden with berries, but they're actually pretty thin on there. There are not many. Food for thought. Right, I've got to do my poultry, go and sort out a wasp nest in the town, and then we're going to come and unload a load of bales off of the trailer that I bought back with the Case Maxxum yesterday, and then I will have a walk around the case, and then we'll have a chat about that, and then maybe we'll go and look at some hedges. Not necessarily all in that order. Right, let's just clean you out over later. I'm having to do this every couple of days because ducks and geese tend to make a right mess of drinkers. So yeah, that's his easy way to do it. Tip it out. Not much pressure in there. Stinky, nasty. So we keep this little trough down here for the birds, our poultry, but also you'll notice the bricks. They're there in case Mr. Hedgehog needs a drink. and we want to make sure that he can get back out again. Right, that is only dribbling. I think that's because the cattle are up in the top shed and they're probably guzzling the water, which has dropped the pressure down here. As long as it's running, as long as it's good in there faster, then they're taking it out. So I suppose I could say to folks, anybody watching this, yeah, it's hot, we're not enjoying it, it's unpleasant, but we humans have a wonderful invention called a tap in the kitchen. And if we want a drink, we just go and have a drink. Our wildlife don't have that option, so spare a thought for them. Put a water source, water supply out in your garden. That doesn't matter if you're in the country, in the town, in the city, wherever you are. Wow, it does stink. If you can help out our little feathered and furry friends with a drink, they will thank you. Well, they won't thank you. They won't come up and say thank you for doing that, but they'll certainly appreciate it, because everything needs a drink. Morning, boys and girls. Good morning. How are we today? You enjoying that, are you? Yummy. Ideally, with a salt block, you'd mount it up a bit higher. And as Matt from T-Max said, the reason for that is as they're licking it, all the saliva runs down their throat, they actually ingest more of it. The only thing is, with a bucket like that, nothing really gets wasted, because whatever they dribble stays in the bucket. Someone else will get there on, they're all swapping spit. They don't care. So they're all fairly happy. I'm gonna have to have a bit of a clean out in here, because we've got TB test next week. I need to get ready for that. Fingers crossed everything will go clear on that, and if that is the case, we will then be getting all these small animals, these young heifers, back in, and they will be going over to the farm. I'm just hoping we've got enough grass. I mean, whatever happens, they're going over there, fingers crossed, TB test passed, they're going over there anyway, because once all of those little young heifers are gone, Patrick and the girls in there can come out with these girls and they can all mix together. And then what will happen is, when the heifers come back, they will then go in there, well away from the bull. That's the plan. Right, I've got to go and kill a wasp outside someone's bedroom window, and then we will be back and we will talk about bales and big red tractors. Well, the rozzers are definitely looking for somebody. Apparently we got a couple of prisoners have walked out of Layo and decided to go for a wander. So I doubt very much to be around here. They've probably disappeared miles away by now. Anyway, I've been and done my wasp nests. I've been and looked at a hedge that somebody wants grubbing out on the side of a garden. It's overhanging the road, that's all fair enough. I told them to wait till November. I'll have the flail on the tractor and I'll flail it. It's a Linicera hedge. So it's one of those little, a lot of people call it box hedge, but it's actually a member of the honeysuckle family, Linicera. And the flail will make short work of that. So yesterday I bought these 16 bales back on the case. The journey home was very much like the journey I had with the Massey Ferguson a couple of days ago. Very little difference, but I do think that that is the way I've got that trailer loaded. So I got a lot of weight at the front, in front of the axles, and I think that was pushing the back of the tractor. So yeah, the case. I've actually wandered down here without the keys, so I'll have to go back up. It's a nice tractor. There's nothing wrong with a tractor, but it didn't blow my skirts up like I thought it might. I'll get unloaded first and then we'll have a chat about that. Go on, get on there. So I'll put him to one side. Not badly damaged, but there's still a hole in it. That done. Well, I'll take this off. I was going to put that away, but I've had a thought. I think the chances of me having much work for our topper for a while are pretty slim. And well, my topper's left out in the sun, outside in the weather, and it doesn't have to be. There is room for it on there. am right at home in here. Although I will say, yesterday when I got in, I pinched my thumb. I was closing the door and I pinched my thumb in there. It really hurt. Right, I'll put the trailer away and then we'll talk about tractor. Right, if I go back any more than that, I won't be able to get that off, so it's going to have to stay there. Need to disconnect me bits. That's it. Okay, so the lift rods on this only want one turn. That trailer was heavy on the front. One turn on the lift rods should be enough. It just, when he was loaded, it was just too heavy. Empty, no problem. Easy. Right. Tractor. I'm going to make some comparisons and some comments